Hello and welcome to the Oklahoma Hiker YouTube channel. Today we are in the Ozark Mountains of Northwest Arkansas and we're backpacking. It is the first weekend of summer, close to 100 degrees, so we're going to be careful. But it's just really pretty, so I'm excited about getting out here. What are we doing? We're doing a loop. We're actually going to start on the Sneeds Creek trail, which I've never done, and follow that south to the Buffalo River. I'm going to camp somewhere along the Buffalo River tonight, and then tomorrow we're actually going to take the Buffalo River Trail over to another connector trail, which will take us to the Hemden Hollow Trail, which will take us back here. So all in all, it should be about an 8.5 mile thing, unless I add some mileage, which I probably will. Anyway, I'm excited to see it. We should see an old homestead along the way, plus, of course, Sneeds Creek. So I'm excited about all of it. I hope you are too. Come along. We have our first evidence here of wild pigs. It's hard to see in the shot here, but this area is all kicked up. All the leaves have been recently moved. And the dirt you can see here is really turned over. It's that way everywhere, and it has been for about 1/10 of a mile back behind us. So we know that's something to keep our eyes open for. And of course, in the very last trip that I had here, we saw some. So something to be aware of. Well, for it being 100 degrees, it doesn't actually feel so bad. This trail has thankfully had lots of shade, so I am grateful for that little pleasantry. We are getting lower and lower, and you can start to see here just how far we've come down. In the Ozarks, you usually start up at the top and you work your way down. And I am beginning to see things above us. So, definitely getting there. I believe we are about to see Sneeds Creek for the very first time. Yes, there it is. We're going to cross it shortly. I'll show you. At that beautiful waterfall, we have a blaze and the trail before us, and some evidence of past activity here. Very neat. What is this? I totally didn't expect this. Oh my gosh. Well, this is by far the widest crossing we've had. I don't actually know where we go from here, so I'm going to keep my eyes open, but what a cool place. Look at this. What do we have here? Oh, it's the homestead. How neat. Let's get a good look. We are quickly descending to the Buffalo River, and I see a sign here for the ORT, which is the Old River Trail. And that means that we have pretty much hit the end of Sneeds Creek. Here's the official junction with the Old River Trail. We are going east or left. At this point, I'm really just looking for a place to camp, so I am going to check out each of these little side sites or side trails and see where each of them leads. Okay, I found a spot here I like. These two trees I could hammock between. And I've got this nice little cascade and a bit of a pool to swim in here next to this cool bluff. So what I'm gonna do, set my stuff down over here. I'm actually going to scope the next little bit here, but not carry my pack because I think this is gonna be it. I am back at Home Sweet Home, or what's going to become Home Sweet Home. Those two trees will house the bed. And here is where I'm going to start with a little swimming.
After dinner, I jumped into the hammock for some sleep, but I had this strange feeling I wasn't the only one at camp.
Well, at midnight, I discovered that I have hooked up to a tree that has a beaver living underneath it, and there is its eye right in the center. He is staring at me, and I have probably terrified him. So, I'm just going to shut this light off, and we're going to go to bed. And he's going to be okay, and I'm going to be okay. What a surprise.
Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the big adventure. Last night slept pretty well. Had the excitement of the beaver, which apparently lives somewhere in here. But that is behind me, and I've had very little excitement this morning except for whenever I stepped out of my hammock. Some bullfrog just comes like jumping right at me, and I screamed bloody murder. So I think I've earned my coffee. That's about to happen. And then I'm going to pack up and get out of here. I have done my final survey of camp to make sure I didn't leave anything. And over here, we are packed up and ready to go. So I am going to turn right out of here and head back off this way to the connector trail that will take us to the Hemden Hollow Trail that will take us back to the truck. We are nearing our turn to the little spur trail that will take us to the Hemden Hollow Trail. Oh, actually, here it is. Here we turn left. I'm suddenly reminded that yesterday was all downhill. So today we get to repay that favor to the trail gods. At 1 mile from camp, I have reached the intersection where if I turn right, which I'm going to, I will go to Hemden Hollow. And if I turn left, which I eventually will take that route, that'll take me back to the truck. But first, going down to see if the falls happen to be doing anything. I've actually never seen them dry, so that's what I'm suspecting it will be today. It'll be a first. We have made it to Hemden Hollow Falls. I'm going to call it a falls because we have just a little bit of a trickle here. I actually have not seen it this dry. Last time I was here, there was a giant ice block here at the bottom because it had been so cold. But it just feels huge in here without any water to speak of or a giant ice mass. You could just see the trickle up top there. This is the tallest falls between the Appalachians and the Rockies. It found me. I forget, the waterfall kind of goes back and forth as the wind moves, so I was able to get wet after all. Fun. Goodbye, Hemden Hollow. You are always a sight to see, and today was no exception. But we've got one more big vista to see, so we're gonna head up the Hemden Hollow Trail back to the Compton trailhead, and we're gonna stop and see that along the way. All right, we have reached the intersection that we were at earlier, where we turned right to go to Hemden Hollow Falls. We are going to take the only path we haven't yet, which is to my right, and that is going to take us to the trailhead. We are coming up to that last big vista. It is off here to the right, and there's a nice little campsite right above it. After an eternity of climbing, we have our final intersection of the trail, I believe. Up here is the Hemden Hollow route marked with the HIH there. If we wanted to go this way, it would actually take us back to Sneeds Creek. And if we went this way, it's the bench trail, which I've never done. So maybe something for the future. Today, we're going up.
Come along for more epic Ozark views with my Ozark Adventures playlist.